Write down the names of everyone that you should pray for, living and dead, Orthodox and non-Orthodox, and keep them in your icon corner. Now, if you're going to use these lists back and forth between home and church, which some people do, that during the week they pray at home, on Sunday they take them to the church, make an offering of a prosphora and hand them in. In that case, you need to very clearly put the Orthodox names and then separate from the non-Orthodox, so the priest knows what to do and he will perfectly understand what you're doing. If your list is just going to stay at home, you don't need to make any obvious distinction there. And when you pray, pray for these people. Part of your rhythm of prayer that I discussed in another of these talks should be to intercede for those who have asked you to pray for them. When people say, please pray for me, don't just say, oh yes, of course I will, and then forget about it. Go home, write down their name, and make sure you do what you have said you will do. But also to pray for the people who have not asked, but who our conscience dictates to us are in need of our prayers. For both those alive and those awaiting the resurrection, those who have departed this life. So these then become texts to aid us in our prayer. Because if prayer is growing, if true, real inner prayer is to grow in communion with God, then that means shaking off our own selfishness, using these ascetical practices of prayer to grow in the likeness of Christ so that we might be in more full communion with Him. And one of the ways that we do that is to dwell on others rather than ourselves. To let our prayer not exclusively be, God help me with this, deliver me from this, give me that, don't give me that. But also, those are okay things to pray. The Lord tells us to pray like this. But we also should make of our hearts a sacrifice for others. And by having such lists in our homes, not just when we go to church, but having these lists of names in our prayer corner and making part of that daily rhythm of prayer to think of others, to lift up our prayers for others, to make a sacrifice of our time and energy and ourself to pray for those dear to us, our enemies, our friends, our loved ones, those who love us and those who hate us, as it says in one of our liturgical prayers. Then our prayer at home takes on yet a deeper dimension of the selflessness of Christ, of the love for others of Christ. And that helps to shape us into a closer communion with Him. So that's a text that we create that helps us in our prayer.